Well, we made it 30-something miles.
Yep, 30 plus miles here from Long
jog.
Beach to the west end. We're at the west end proper of Catalina Island. And I was going to start deep first, but I think we're going to go fish shallow. There's good downhill current, kelp's laid down. So we're going to fish inside this area called Johnson's Rock, known to have some pretty big fish early.
Eric Johnson? No.
Yeah, I'm sure he's related down the road. So what I'm rigging up, or what I've rigged up, what's going to probably work will probably be the smaller jerkbait, or this is an MC weedless swim bait with a 9.0 weighted hook with a twist lock.
Okay.
And that's straight to Sunline FC 100 fluorocarbon leader, 40 pound. So kind of heavy.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're going to probably fish those two baits here, and then from there we're going to look at a few points, and then I'm going to run. Once that we get better current up here, we're going to fish a deeper pinnacle, which is up here on the west end.
Awesome.
Yep.
Good times ahead.
Yep, we're going to roll in there.
What do you see, man? What are you looking for?
What I'm looking for is, see this kelp in the water. It not much current yet. See how it's kind of barely bending because the tide just turned. So what we're going to do is probably just drift this and see if we can get a bite in here.
Okay.
We'll probably need a little bit more current, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to start off with a little bit bigger weedless up here.
So we got a weedless offering here, fishing this kelp.
A 6-inch weedless bait. You got kelp. I'm going to start casting to the edges right here. A little bit more wash on the inside here, but it just looked dead back there. No current, no anything. We're going to slowly drift away. A little bit more current on the outside here, so see how this goes.
Nice. So this style of fishing is really condition based.
Absolutely, yeah. Kind of like similar to your river systems. You need water moving, a good tail to see, you know, obviously the tide charts, but the kelp is a big indicator.
And you're winding that thing pretty fast there.
Yeah,
at a good clip, huh?
Yeah, what I'm looking for is a reaction bite.
Nice.
So we want them to come up, and like I was saying earlier, you get one to come up, there'll be like 3 or 4 with them.
Okay.
Hopefully a bigger one.
Will they crush it on the surface like that?
Oh yeah, they'll come up and just hammer it. Yeah, that's what you're looking for, is for them to come up. And water clarity is really good, but you know, this tail, between the bait vibrating in the water, you know, they come up, just mash it.
It looks like you're just fishing an oversized bass setup to me.
That's all this is, yeah. Tranks 400, Terramar 80 medium heavy, 65 pound braid, and 40 pound Sunline SC 100. So straight tie to a weedless bait or a swim bait.
What connection knot do you use? I
use a uni on the bait, and then I use a RP knot, a Royal Polaris knot, or a John Collins knot. So what I'm doing is we're doing a 65 pound braid connection to a 40 pound leader, because we're going to be throwing what we call out here a surface iron, and I'll bust one out in a second. But I'm going to tie what's called an RP knot, or a John Collins knot, that's real popular here out the west. So we start with a loop on the fluorocarbon, and this is FC 100 Sunline. And start with a loop, go through the loop with your braid, and I'm going to make 6 passes around the double loop there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, after the sixth loop around the double lines, I'm going to go back the other way 6 times. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Come around, and it doesn't matter which way you put it through. I just make sure you go through the loop itself, and then pull on all 4. It should tighten up on itself there. There you go, there's your connection knot. Now I'll just finish it up with a half hitch around here.
Just one?
Just one, yeah. Some people put 2 or 3. One's fine. And some will put a dab of glue. This seems to work just fine for throwing this heavy line. And you could actually cut this tag into your fluorocarbon as tight as you want.
Excuse us, we're filming! Thank you!
He's trying to tell me how to tie the knot. It's like, what?
Everybody's a critic.
Yeah. So there you go. There's
Nice.
that.
That's a clean looking knot.
Yeah. Goes through the guides pretty good. And then we're gonna put.
How long of a leader typically?
You know, what do we got here about? It's probably a little bit longer than I normally go, but I like 24, 36 inches. So
Okay.
I guess that's right about there. But it's a little bit longer, just for tying.
See what I go through here to get you guys dope videos? Like, I didn't even stop filming. I can't even answer my phone. Sacrifice. Yeah, all bad. And we're free.
And I'll move a lot. You know, I'll come in here, kind of search out a bite. Don't get bit. Move up to the next point. Probably come back here later when the sun's out. See how it goes. There's obviously bait here, so that's a good thing. Bait's always good.
So it is kind of run and gun, really actively searching them out.
Yeah. Take advantage of this low light right now. I was telling you earlier about that 15-pounder that Justin and Matt saw.
You're telling me, but
yeah,
these guys missed out on the story, man.
So we were doing a video shoot for Tackle Warehouse, I don't know, in May, and we came here. We were in here fishing, catching a few. They were fishing that point right up here. Justin Reynolds throws what we call a surface iron. It's a aluminum jig, just kind of searching. We had like a 15-pound calico bass with a 6-pounder with it, basically dwarfed that 15-pounder, dwarfed that 6-pounder. Came up and hit the jig twice and missed it. So we've been, every time we come here, we try to fish that point right there. Comes out, there's a high spot, actually right where that bird's at, right in there.
Oh wow!
We've been fishing that top and bottom. So they don't go very far. When they're that big, they don't go very far. Kind of like a largemouth. Those big ones kind of stay in their little area. So she's there. Nice. She's there somewhere on that. So
that's not exciting at all.
No.
World record, a couple 100 yards away. Yeah, no big deal.
No.
Jeez.
Knowing she's there. There's a point here, a point there, a point there. There's about 6 points all the way up to the very end there, and each one of them has kelp on the ends, and those are all where we've been catching fish.
Okay.
Off that,
so where those points intersect the kelp.
Yep.
Is really key.
Yep.
Oh. Is there any shot at catching any largemouth off of these?
I don't know, but it's a brown bass. It's a calico. The bass is a bass. So you'll see later when this current's really moving, the kelp will basically disappear.
Right.
But when it does, we'll be able to get numbers in here. So there's fish here. It's like bait fish with it.
Beautiful rig you got, Ben.
Oh, thanks.
Well deserved, man. You like a trust fund, baby?
No. Hey, these don't, you know, thanks to Ranger, Mercury, and the guys at Anglers Marine, Rick Rover, they've been very helpful. And you know, these things don't come overnight. You know,
you didn't just DM somebody on Instagram, be like, hey, you taking any sponsorship?
Did not take a resume out on it or anything like that. This is years and years of hard work and putting your time in. You know, I have to say to any of the young anglers that you got to put some time in to get, you know, your reward. So just keep plugging away at it. Be patient. Do what you do. You know.
Get good at everything.
And be humble.
That's it.
Be humble. Maybe the one down there.
Oh, look at that.
Maybe that's her.
So when you, oh my goodness, that could be what a 15-pound calico looks like on a graph, huh?
That's it.
So yeah, pretty shallow. I mean, 40 feet, 35 feet.
That's it. Yeah, we're
pretty
fishing.
Cool.
Oh
man.
Yeah, we're and you know, in front of us, we're in 35 here, 40 feet, but in front of us, it's just like, you know, pounding a bank. It's a foot, 5 feet. So I'm gonna make some casts here and then come outside and and fish this swim bait, weedless bait, low and slow.
All right, look at that. Jeez.
Let me catch a fish here. Not as much kelp here, so I think I'm gonna go to a jerkbait, fish the shallow stuff, and then work my way a little offshore. So this is a Shimano's version of a 140 and in mackerel pattern, so 140 centimeter. And I got it tied the same thing, but on a 300 Tranx, 65-pound Power Pro braid, and again 40-pound Sunline fluorocarbon saltwater. Well, one thing about when we fish these things, we don't have any drag. It's
okay. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, because what we want to do, what we want to do is hook them and get them to the boat. And another thing too, when we do hook a fish, we don't want our rod tip to go down because these don't jump. Rod tip stays up like 90 degrees, so we want their head to come
out of the cover and the structure.
Get them out of the cover.
That's a big key difference there, people, because you guys see what we do with the largemouth and the smallmouth, because we keep that rod tip buried because we don't want them jumping. I don't remember a single time I've had a calico come out of the water.
Never have.
Man, that does look skinny up there. What is that?
About a foot. 2 feet.
And you're just straight cranking and stop and go, huh?
Unlike jerking, we want that thing to be erratic. Pause. Usually when you pause it,
boom.
And it's a long pause too. It's not a short one. We want that. We want them to look at that thing for a bit before they decide to grab it. A little bit. And I'll switch it between the bigger jerk bait and the smaller jerk bait. Like I just saw some real little bait kind of fly out of the water when I cast in there.
So even like the 100 and 110 size.
Oh yeah, perfect size. Yeah.
Wow.
You'll catch a lot of small ones, but you'll also catch big ones too. Just never know.
They say elephants eat peanuts.
That's my favorite saying.
Nice adjustment.
Yeah, that's one thing a lot of people won't do is they won't adjust while the lure's in there. They know that they
go, oh man, I'm screwed, just let it go.
Yeah, you can change the flight even when it's in the air. Wind up a little and turn it, or, every which way. No, we do. You can tell when guys have fished lures for a while, they make a cast and go, oh, I want it to go to the right more. They actually take the rod, bend it that way, and watch the flight of the bait go that way too. Or some guys go, oh, I'm going to the rock. Well, you can stop it. Yeah. You have brakes. Unlike boats that don't have brakes, I mean, you do have brakes.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
This looks good.
Like I said, it's probably been 4 or 5 years since I've been out to the island and done any fishing, so this is cool.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't fish in tight like this, You just never know. There's always good ones on the inside here, especially first thing in the morning. So I always like to start inside and work my way out as the day goes, especially when the tide's going from in to out. Early morning they're up here, especially with the tide. They were up here feeding with the tide, and as it recedes they come out more with the bait. Bait comes out.
Talking me through the mechanics of setting the hook, not setting the hook.
Oh yeah, that's huge. Like in freshwater or largemouth bass, you get bit, you feel the bite, you wind down, you just
Bill dance them, right?
Yeah.
Crack them.
Now, calico bass will come up, eat the bait, and come right at you. So when you get bit, it's thunk. Just like they still bite like a bass, but you want to keep winding at you, because what they're doing is they're eating the bait, coming right at you. You almost feel slack. Yeah.
Okay.
And you want to keep winding all the way to the boat. Again, keep your rod tip up. Now, if he happens to come off, you want to just keep winding normal, because 9 times out of 10, the same fish won't bite your lure again. It'll be another fish.
So these are schooling fish.
Yeah, they will. They'll either be 1 or 2 with it. It's not the same fish that goes, oh, I got bit. Oh, he's back. He's back. It's not the same fish. 9 times out of 10, it won't be the same fish.
Yeah, we've had a lot of those scenarios unfold, and bass fishing. You know, I've had clients lose a fish, and like all of a sudden they go into like, oh, I blew it, kind of, you know, moment. Like, no, stay focused.
Right.
Turn that handle, keep that bait engaged, and sure enough, man, boom! Almost instantaneously, they're on again.
Again, picture yourself as the bait, running away from this big green thing trying to eat you, right? What do you want to do? You want to get away. So when it takes a bite out of you, what's going to happen? You're going to run even faster. You know what I mean? So almost speed it up to a point and even pause. That's what I always tell my guests, is, hey, if you get bit, just keep winding till it stops. Turn till it stops, and just keep your rod tip up and wind. That's like one of those sayings I've been saying for years. Just wind.
Totally.
It doesn't hurt to wind.
And especially with this kind of gear, right? You got the right gear for a reason.
You've got 65-pound braid and 40-pound leader.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty substantial, or you get busted off from the rock. So you have a chance. You know, and another key is that if you see a fish chasing your lure, if you stop, he stops.
Yes.
Especially in California. I mean, and I'm sure in freshwater say, like,
it's a lot of the same. Yeah.
Why do you stop? You know, the fish is going.
They lose interest.
They do. You want to basically upset them as much as you can. So wind it a little bit faster. When he gets there, wind it a little faster. It gets them going like, oh, I got to kill that thing now. You know, he's come that close. He's come that far. He expended that much energy. They want to kill. They want to eat.
See, this is the kind of multi-species perspective that I'm trying to expose to people, because it's a lot of the same concepts.
It is. Any guy fishing a lake in, you know, Gunnersville can come out to Catalina in the summer and apply the same things. You know, just because they're already that far ahead, they can cast, they can hook fish. It's just, you know, just a little bit different mindset, because they do pull harder. A 2-pounder will humble you. You'll think you had like a giant, and when you do hang a giant, it just doesn't move.
I love it. So all you Alabama boys, you better hit up Benny. Info will be down below in the description.
Need more kelp. We were gonna get a big bite, it would have been now. If this stretch right here, then we'll move down the beach. I pretty much run the same program though. I move. I'm not getting bites.
Yeah.
I move right away. Just wait for the conditions to improve.
When is that peak period today, you think?
Peak low tide is 12:43, so I'm thinking more like 9, 10.
Okay,
you know, around
mid-morning, huh?
Yeah, mid-morning.
It's funny, man. I never wake up early to go bass fishing.
Why, they just don't stop?
I catch all my biggest fish mid-morning through the early afternoon.
Really?
You know, usually around a peak period.
Yeah.
You know, but like very rarely have I caught a giant first thing in the morning. So getting up at like 4 o'clock like I did today, it's like, dude, there's no need for that. At least not for my style of fishing.
Right. Now, it's funny, at Santa Catalina Island, you don't need to fish. You don't need to get out there till about 9, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't bite till the afternoon. Some of our bigger bites have been, there's been very, 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 you ask anybody that fishes the island on a regular basis, they've never caught them first thing. If you did, it's one of those days.
Yeah.
Like I can probably count 2 days this year alone that it's bit really good first thing in the morning. And that day it just bit all day. That was the same day my guy got a 10-pounder.
Wow.
Like straight 3 to 6 pounders.
I've never seen a 10-pound calico with my own eyes. 8, maybe 9, maybe.
See, what's really nice in here too, we went from clean, clear water. Notice this water's a little off color.
Yeah. Almost sea bassy kind of,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
So why is it that you like the off-colored water versus the super clear stuff?
It's better for ambush. You know, you'll get bait that's lost in this off-colored stuff. Especially in the wash up there. And the fish tend to hunt in this off-colored stuff. They just like it, especially where there's a clean line versus a dirty line. That's where you'll find it there too.
It's like fishing mudlines at Castaic, huh?
There you go, same thing. Isn't that funny how that is? You know, the trout will be kind of lost on the edges of it.
Yep.
Fish come out and just zing them. Hey, just... Ooh.
Uh-oh.
just like largemouth fishing, you know, you got to change up different patterns. You know, you can almost go to a swim bait in here too and kind of go slow and slow. A swim bait with a lead head, smaller jerk bait. You know, again, we're trying to get a bigger fish, so I'm gonna stay with this 140 size.
So right off the bat, I kind of see you doing a lot of what I'm doing, and that's going through the motions and going through the process of elimination, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And we can go out there and get bites. We'll put a a small jerk bait and fish the edge of the kelps and get bites. That's not a problem. But you know, we're trying to get a good one. You know, and that's what it takes. As you know, it takes a lot of casts to get the right one.
I just skip all that and just go straight to Photoshop. It's easier.
They do catch sea bass in this little cove here.
Ah, yeah, I was gonna say it does look kind of sea bassy. How often does an incidental, bycatch happen, whether it's a sea bass or a yellow?
Oh, it happens. Yeah, it happens a lot, especially springtime's a lot. Like last year, we got a 55-pound sea bass up in PV fishing calicos. Yeah, catch little yellows all the time. There's been a lot of little yellows, like 6 to 10 pounders.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're around.
Little firecrackers, huh?
Little fire. They're fun on basket with no drag.
Nice. So what's our mindset coming into today, Ben? Like, what's the goal, man? Kind of, do you set a goal when you come out
every day. Yeah, today the goal is to get one over 5 pounds.
Okay, just one.
Just one.
We're not looking for 20 fish, 40 fish, none of that.
No. We did that. I would go to the points where the kelp is and throw small weedless baits and jerk baits. Yeah.
Gotcha. So for the guys that haven't really cracked the code on the bigger fish, coming out with the goal of just one fish in that range.
No expectations.
Okay.
It puts less pressure on you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, this is great. I haven't even picked up a rod yet in 20 minutes, and I'm having time of my life.
Yeah, and you're gonna be fresh when they do bite.
Yeah. It's never easy being on either end of the camera, honestly. No. I've been on both ends now, and
yeah, I've had a few trips we were filming that's managed to get one good one.
Okay.
But not a lot in between.
Yeah, everybody's like, well, what's going on, man? Like, I got the camera rolling. Like, you're supposed to catch a big fish. What's going on here?
Turn it off, see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the other side of this, like when it does happen, like you don't want to miss it.
Right.
Great cast.
See that rock around it? There's some kelp on the edge there.
See the little lanes?
Yep.
It's just like fishing those big grass mats throughout the country, honestly. Fishing little lanes, the edges, dark spots.
Dark spots are huge. You always want to make the cast, whether it's here or on the lakes. We've got quite a few of them here. A lot of them are rock and kelp.
And it's cool listening to your approach, Ben, because you are an accomplished freshwater bass guy as well. I mean, you live right next to one of my favorite lakes in all of the country for 5 years, apparently.
Yeah. It teaches you just to be a better angler when you fish lakes, fish largemouth, because you have to understand what they eat, what their patterns are from season to season. And each lake has a little nuance. There's something certain about what they eat.
Kind of like the islands have a nuance, huh?
Yep.
Different than the coast.
Yeah, I mean, like right now the fish are eating squid because they've been making tons of squid, mainly on the back, but even up here, I know when I'm bait fishing, we're fishing a lot of squid for yellowtail and bass and perch and stuff like that. And obviously I like fishing artificials. That's just
absolutely
how I built my reputation. So
some of the dialogue segments we've had with some of the old timers, it goes back to the live bait culture that was so prevalent in the 90s era amongst those trophy guys.
When you get Danny Cadota and those guys sitting on Castaic, with clickers all day and getting 20+ pounders.
What's a clicker?
Clicker is a crawdad.
Ah, man, I haven't heard that term in a while.
Yeah. I mean, the old timers go, yeah, we got them on clickers. They go, oh, okay. Yeah, everybody
cool,
knows
man.
what crawdad, the sound they make. So
that's cool. I haven't heard that term in years.
Yeah, when you see guys sitting out there with double anchors, you know they're clicker fishing.
For sure.
They're not fishing catfish or stripers.
They're fishing for monster bass.
Yes, they are.
And yeah, that's kind of disappeared. You know, those guys, they've kind of phased out.
Yep.
You know, a couple of them still do it.
Right.
Mike Virginie is one of the few guys that I know still does it, but he's also an accomplished swim bait guy too, you know, but he'll still double anchor with the crawdads. And
I mean, when they're after that really, really big fish, you know, I mean, it's great to get any bass on a lure for sure, especially trophy. But man, I mean, a 20 pounder is a 20 pounder.
Yeah, man.
You know, guys,
it's still not easy, right? People kind of like assume that, oh, you caught it on live bait, but like, man, you still gotta properly present a boat or set up a boat. You gotta still properly present the bait. And I see you eyeballing that bird. What are you looking at?
See this bird? He's been picking on bait out here. Remember I was telling you about that 15 pounder? It's in this general area. I think the high spot's right out here. But he's been low. See how he's low and cruising? He's picking bait off. So I am going to make a few casts out here.
I like it.
So sometimes, I mean, let's face it, sometimes the fish aren't shallow. I mean, haven't had a single bite, but this guy has been really cruising back and forth.
I like that, man. You still got your head on a swivel. You're paying attention to what the wildlife's doing. It's all part of piecing the puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, don't let any opportunities go by. I mean, it doesn't hurt to make casts away from your target. Don't be one-minded when you're fishing. Really be open-minded. I mean, you could be at a lake and watching, you know, birds diving away from it. That could be shad off. You're not getting bites on the bank. I mean, the fish they can only swim so far.
Yeah, they're gonna follow the bait.
This is a much bigger pond, so.
Oh yeah, biggest pond in the world.
Yeah, it is.
It's some of the best calico bass bites I've had, and not on size, but just straight numbers, has been while we were trying to make mackerel for lobster bait here at the island.
Oh yeah.
And fishing just a little bit outside, you know, and fishing little mega baits and other spoons.
Right.
Just trying to make bait, and all of a sudden just turns into full speed calicos. It's like, what the hell are they doing out here?
That's it. They're going where the food source is.
Any of those big bonita been around?
Oh yeah,
those
here.
Are fun.
Yeah, there are a lot of them on the east end. We were fishing them last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, lots of them, like that 3 to 6 pound stuff.
That's nice. I remember that one year that 10 to 12 pound stuff was around.
Fun.
Dude, those things pull so hard.
Good. Jerk baits. Didn't matter if it was moving. In fact, we had one day we were fishing leadhead and squid, and the guys would get bit. The perch would eat all their bait, right? So they'd wind their leadhead in real quick, and we're getting bonita bit.
Oh
that's
man,
crazy.
That's great. That seagull is definitely going to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch the bait up. Fish that swing bait. See what's up.
We see you, bro. We see you. What's out there?
He keeps cruising this one area right here. So I mean, I switched now to we call this swim bait with a weedless. This is a war bait, 1 ounce on about a 5-inch swim bait. It kind of looks crabby, so something different. They're probably eating fin bait, so something different.
So it's still got a weed guard, but just not rigged weedless.
Exactly.
Ooh, that didn't take long.
No, it's on the sink. It's small.
So I noticed you did swing on that one.
I did, yeah.
So,
because it was the first bite I had this morning.
But do you tend to swing more on the lead head soft plastic combo?
Yeah, because a lot of times I'll come up, grab it. Okay. So I want to get the hook in them.
They got a pretty strong bite force for their size. So
yeah, that's why.
It makes sense.
Yep.
I've always kind of enjoyed swinging on fish when possible.
Swings are free? Is that what they say? Yeah, it feels like there's kelp out there.
I haven't always found that to be true when I swing right into a snag.
That's never good. Or in the kelp.
So what are you doing? Fishing a Carolina rig right now? I see you sweeping that rod.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
What?
So I'm keeping it low and slow. We call it low and slow. Just kind of touching the bottom there.
Dude, this is just crazy talk.
You can Carolina rig a bait out there for sure. Heck, we do it for spotted bay bass.
Okay.
And drop shot, so.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of bait out there.
That's good. There's something's pushing the bait up there.
That's probably smelt, huh?
Yeah. So a little trivia, about 2 months ago, I have a species guy that comes out. His name is Steve Wozniak. Not the apple guy. He's got close to 2,000 species. So you have to put that in perspective, 2,000 species, right? All over the world. Well, we caught the world record smelt, 2-pounder.
Come on.
Giant, yeah. I've captained 6 world records for him. And they're all weird stuff. not like Calico Bass or
nothing prestigious.
Nothing prestigious, but it's still a world record.
Prestige worldwide, baby. Big smelt dreams. That's a big smelt.
It's huge. It's gigantic.
That's,
of course, he gets all excited about. He catches anything this big to like 500
awesome.
pounds.
That's awesome.
You know, he's just stoked. He just likes catching different species. But he's got, how many world records does he have? Like over 300?
No kidding.
Yeah, and just different species, like crazy stuff. Crazy. So he comes out about it's been slower for him. He's been out last year for the first time in a year. But usually about once or twice a year, you know, he's out.
That's cool.
He's so funny. He eats dry cereal and Red Bull all freaking day.
What?
Yeah, he's a trick.
Oh, that's great.
Fishes like real expensive gear, like real expensive traveling G Loomis and Shimano Japanese traveling rods, Stellas,
man, high end.
Yeah, Conquest, yeah, just ridiculous. I'm gonna move here in a second.
I finally, after 25 years of my fishing career, finally got myself a couple of Stellas.
Oh, there you go.
This past fall for the smallmouth stuff, and my goodness.
1,000s?
3,000s.
3,000s.
Yeah, I like a little bit bigger spool. And line pickup.
Yeah. How smooth is that?
It's not even fair. And then I had one to a client, and they're like, "Oh my god."
Don't drop that.
So yeah, it only took me 25 years.
Yeah.
Don't scratch it.
Yeah, I have a handful of. I have some of the bigger ones for tuna fishing, and
that's got to be wild fighting a tuna on a spinning reel. I've never done it still.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Doesn't sound fun at all.
Not fun.
Look at all that bait. I have to drop the dome down there so you guys can see.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, it's obvious time of day. There's definitely bait in the area. So wherever there's bait, there's usually fish. And whether they want to eat yet is a question. So.
I don't know, Ben. I'm kind of starting to question your reputation here, bro.
I don't want to give you the goods all at once. We won't have anything for the rest of the day.
It's supposed to happen in the first 5 casts, right?
Yeah, exactly.